All right, now welcome. So let's see how we can solve this integration by parts. Okay, now first of all, now let's deal with this firstly. So the highest power here is 3x cubed. Okay, so 3x cubed, what do we do here? This will simply say x cubed all over x squared. All right, divide it by below, which will give us what? X. Okay, now using this x, we use this x to multiply the denominator. Okay, the whole of the denominator, which will give us x bracket x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, now let's see this now, the easy method now. So when we open up this, now, I think we should be having, when we open up this now, we should be having x times x cubed here will give us x cubed, x times this will give us minus 5x plus 6x. Okay, because we've opened up the bracket. Okay, all right. So now the next thing to do here now, we've gotten this, right? We use this numerator here to subtract this. Now having it, we are going to have x cubed, I'm going to have x cubed minus 2x minus bracket this x cubed minus 5x plus 6x. Okay, now using this now, so the next thing here to do, using this minus open up, so we're going to have here to be x cubed minus 2x minus times, we have minus x cubed minus times minus, here we have plus 5x minus times this plus, we have minus 6x. Okay, now if you look at this now, hello, okay, now what do we have here now? Notice that this and this are the same. This is positive x cubed, this is a negative x cubed, so this cancel out this. Okay, and if you notice something here, what else now? What else does this time? Sorry, here should give us 5x squared, because this is normal x, so 5 times this will give x cubed, so x squared here will give us x squared. Okay, so now remaining now, we have here negative 2x negative what? 6x. Now this will give us leaving us with what? 5x squared negative 2 negative minus what? 8 what? X. Okay, now if you have this now, we've already broken down from this to this now. Okay, now we've broken down this. Now the next thing to do, we also need to break down this one now. So we'll divide, we'll simply say divide, we divide 5x, divide this 5x here, divide this 5x by x squared, sorry, divided by what? X squared. So dividing this one by x squared, we are going to have here to be 5x squared all over x squared. Okay, so when we divide this, we will have, definitely we have only 5. Okay, all right, so we divided this, we have what? We have 5 here. Now like we did here, we use the same 5 and multiply the what? The denominator. Okay, use the same 5 to multiply the denominator. We are going to have 5 bracket x squared minus 5x plus what? 6. Okay, so now next thing, open up this man, we'll have 5 times this, we have 5x squared minus 5 times this, we have 15x, 5 times 5, not 15, sorry, 25, 5 times 6 here we have plus 30. Okay, now the next thing to do, since we've opened up this now, the next thing to do, we have to subtract it from this original one we've gotten here. Okay, so we are going to say this minus this, just like we said in the first step we took here, this minus this. Okay, so this minus this here will give us 5x squared minus 8x minus bracket 5x squared minus 25x plus 30. Okay, now having this now, open up, we have here 5x squared minus 5x squared minus 8x minus times will give us what? Minus 5x squared minus times minus, here we have plus 25x minus times plus, here we have minus 30. Okay, so Now what we notice here also, here is positive 5x squared, this is a negative 5x squared. Okay, so this cancel out this. So what are we left with? Now we are left with what here now? Now we have here to be negative 8x and we have here to be plus 25x. So negative 8x plus 25x will give us 17x remaining. Okay, 17x minus 30 because there's nothing else to subtract it from. Okay, so dealing with this now, this is what we now have. So this tells us that this integral, this when we have something like this, which is x cubed minus 2x all over x squared minus 5x plus 6, that it will give us, remember our first here we have here x, and here we have here, where's the other place now? We have here to be 5. So we have here to be x plus 5, okay, plus this 17x minus 30 all over this, which will give us x squared minus 5x plus what? Plus 6. But now if you look at this now, we've not yet broken this down. We've not yet broken it down, okay? So that means this is done, but we still need to do what? We still need to break this man down. So when we factorize this numerator, we are having here as numerator x squared minus 5x plus 6, okay? So when we factorize this now, what are two factors that when we multiply, let's see the first one, 6 times this give us for 6x squared. So what are two factors that when we multiply, we have 6x squared, we add or subtract them, we have 5. And those two factors are minus 2 and minus 3. These are two numbers now. Minus times minus is plus, 2 times 3 is 6. And when we say minus 2 minus 3, we'll definitely have what? Minus what? 5, okay? So the two numbers here, when we factorize this, will give us x minus 2 brackets x minus what? 3. When we factorize this 2, that's what will give us, okay? So now let's deal with this now, personally now. Bringing out this, we have here to be 17 minus 30, 17x, sorry, minus 30 all over the denominator, okay? All over the denominator now, which will give us x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 3. And this now takes us into partial fraction, okay? Now, what happened next now? Let's do cross multiply here. This will give us here 17x minus 30 equals a bracket, this times this, x minus 3 plus b bracket x minus 2. Now, well, we need to learn something here now, okay? Remember we say that x minus 2, or we have this value as x minus 2 or x minus 3, right? Now, let's say x minus 2 equals to 0. Let's say we have x minus 2 equals to 0. When it's crossing over, because x equals to what? 2. Or when we say x minus 3 equals to 0, when it crosses over, it becomes x equals to what? 3. So the two values of x here are 2 and what? 3. Okay? So we are going to substitute those two values now. Let's see how we can substitute. Let's see how we can substitute those two values now into this equation. We simply, when x is 2, okay, we'll substitute 2 across all, okay? When we substitute 2 across all, here will give us, when we substitute 2 across all here, okay? So definitely we have here to be 17. We have here to be 17 brackets 2 minus 30 equals a bracket 2 minus 3 plus b bracket 2 minus 2. That's the first one we substituted, okay? Then here we are going to have 17 minus 30. That is 17 times 2. 17 times 2, which will give us, that should give us 34. Minus 30 equals a 2 minus 3 will give us minus 1. Minus 1 times a we have minus a. Okay, then definitely 2 minus 2 will give us 0. So 0 times b, we have it as what? 0. Okay, so that is already done. Okay, so here we are going to have 34 minus 30 will give us what? 4. That means here we have what? 4 equals to minus what? A. So therefore a will give us what? Minus what? 4. Okay, the minus will cross over to this side. No, that is when x will give us what? 2. Now let's solve for when x is what? Is 3. Let's deal with it when x is 3. So when x is 3, the same method here, that's the same method will still do what? Will still follow, which will give us 17 brackets 3 minus 30 equals a brackets 3 minus 3 plus b brackets 3 minus 2. Okay, now let's say 3 times 7, 3 times 17, let's do the math here. 3 times 7 is 21, you write 1, carry 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus this will give us 51. Okay, so 3 times 7 is 51. So we have here to be 51 minus 30 equals 3 minus 3 is 0, and 0 times a will still give us what? 0. Okay, so here we have b. 3 minus 2 will give us what? 1. So 1 times b will still have it as what? As b. So here we have 51 minus 30, which will give us what? 21. So we now say therefore b will give us what? 21. So we've gotten the values of this now. So since we've gotten the values of this now, okay, let's take it back into our equation here. Then we'll now integrate now. Taking it back into the equation we have here, this will give us 17x minus 30 all over x squared minus x squared minus 5x plus 6, which will give us now what do we have as the value? What do we have as the value of a? We got a as what? As 2. So here will give us 2 over what? 2 over x minus 2 plus we got the value of b as 21. Sorry, the value of a is 2. Sorry, we got a as minus 4. Sorry, so here will give us minus 4. Not even 2. Sorry, minus 4 over 2 minus x minus 2. Then b will give us 21 over x minus what? X minus 3. So these are the two values now. These are our values of this. Okay, and remember we still have this man. We still have this man here. Okay, so I will clean this. Let's take this man back. Okay. So now substituting these values we have here now. Okay, we are going to substitute these values now. So it's going to be here 17x minus 30 all over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, equals here is going to be what? Equals is going to be what? We're going to have here to be 5x here. Remember we still have 5 plus this. Okay, plus minus 4 over x minus 2 plus 21 over x minus what? Over 3. Okay, now let's now integrate this. We are now going to integrate this. So remember, going back to our original question now. So the integral of x cubed minus 2x all over x squared minus 5x plus 6. Okay, so integral of this will give us what now? We're not going to integrate this because this now gives us this. Okay, so when we integrate this, remember why integrating is summing up, right? Okay, so here will give us, there's an invisible 1 here on top of this. Okay, so 1 plus 1 is what? Is 2. So when we integrate this now, integrate this, now we have here to be what? X squared. We have here to be x squared over what? Over 2 plus, remember we integrate a constant, we add it what? X. Okay? Then now coming to this now. Coming to this now, when we integrate this, this will give us what now? When we integrate this now, what do you think this will give us now? This will give us minus. This will give us minus 4. Minus 4, right? Minus 4 in x minus 2. Okay? Plus, here will give us 21 in x minus what? 3. And this is the answer. So whenever we are told to integrate this, and this is our answer, this is 21 in this. This is how to solve partial fraction and integration.